you chat?
Always.
Let's get rolling.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. It's feeling very springy, which is helping with my mood.
Your seasonal affective disorder?
Exactly.
Remember when you said that all sad lamps were ugly, and then my mom swiftly texted you and said that she got you one a few years ago?
Okay, yes, but in my defense, I was picturing...
She was like, oh, is that why I never see the sad lamp that I got you out in your home? And you were like, okay, no.
In my defense, she got it for me for Christmas, and it was a great gift, but...
Great gift.
I didn't think about like starting to use it right then, because like we were in the beginning of winter. Like my mood disorder doesn't kick in until it's been longer.
Right,
hibernating.
of course. Yeah.
And I put it away. And the one she got was very thin and sleek. And I picture like those ugly ones, you know, that you see on like infomercials.
No.
They're just like chunkier. They remind me of those like salt lamps. Like
I know you hate salt lamps.
They're just like very big and bulky, which my mom actually got me 2 salt lamps. And sorry about that. Those are gone. And so I was glad she reminded me, and I pulled it out and let the sun wash over me a couple of times.
Let the rain fall down. I did want to throw out there, we've gotten a lot of feedback on our Daily Dilemma from last week.
Yes, we did.
The Disney trip.
Yes.
I mean, wow. You guys
are very passionate.
Passionate following here. You passionately
spoke your truth.
Couple things that I thought were interesting points from people. One was, I can't remember who said this, but they said like important to clarify because the kids in the dilemma were obviously older, like old enough to be like, we want our cousins to be there, like whatever, to know. And so this person said like that's the problem, is that you waited to, like, if you wanted it to just be like your immediate family at Disney, go when your kids are little. Like too little to like care who they're with.
I think Disney, to go back, because I still feel like if I want to go on a fucking trip by myself, I'm going on a trip. I don't know if Disney is the arena for that trip. I feel like Disney is probably best enjoyed as a larger group.
Yes.
Because like I don't want to go on every ride, and I would like
the more the merrier. Maybe somebody here wants to go on the carousel with you.
I'd like to go to Epcot and have like a wine tasting. Like
I want to go on a roller coaster.
Yeah, like I don't need to be on every single thing, but I totally agree. I was of the mind that like if I want to go on a trip with my family, I'm going to go with just my family. Someone else brought up the point that Disney's kind of a weird hill to die on for that, and I don't disagree. Disney feels like a bigger group trip. You see people, they have their matching sweatshirts, they all get those ears.
Yes, like I think that was part of my response was like, what do you care if your family, it's like Disney. Like it's not like you guys are going to like Arizona. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just like a warm climate to relax all together. Like that would feel like a different vibe. And a couple people were like, oh my God, Rachel, like if you can't go on a trip alone with your husband, then like something's wrong with you. And I just want to say that's not what I said.
Something is wrong with her, but it's not this.
Something's definitely wrong with me.
But it's unrelated to this specific topic.
Yeah, appreciate the feedback. I would love to go on a trip with just my husband, like just the two of us living La Vida Loca. My husband and I and our child is like not as relaxing.
Of course.
And so, but the three of us could absolutely go on a trip. It's just that to Disney specifically, it would feel more fun as a group.
I think at this age, you could go just the three of you. Like, Jack does not give a shit if other kids are there. Like, he just wants to be with you guys anyways. I think if you waited till Jack was 7,
yes,
he would enjoy it with more kids. Like, as an only child in the light of my entire family's lives, I did go on a Disney trip at like age 3. Sorry to report, I don't remember the trip at all, but my mom has incredibly fond memories of taking me to Disney for the first time.
But even think about like how fun it was for like your family to all get to go. Like, think about when we went to LA. I think Jack had more fun that like you and Uncle Ty were there rather than if just Mike and I had taken him. Of course, to go visit the rest of his family in LA. But like,
yeah, no,
the fact that you guys were there, like Tyler would get up and take him to the park, like,
and it makes it easier also. Like we could get up with him in the morning. You like, it's like, it takes a village. I don't know why you wouldn't want to have a village. Now it's different. I think going on a trip with just your husband, 100%.
Yeah, that is totally different. And I also remember saying last week that like 2 weeks with just your husband by a beach is long for me personally. 2 weeks is with just you being my best friend.
I don't want to go anywhere for 2 weeks, honestly. I have like an 8-day cap.
It's just long. Like, how long were you and I in Europe together? Like 12 days?
Yeah, something like that. 10, 12 days.
And it was like jam packed, but at the end
For
I was
sure.
like, hooey.
We need a break. I just think,
And we met up with friends in Italy even.
yeah, I to each their own. I don't disagree. I think a boundary talk would definitely help these two gals. But I think Disney was kind of a weird trip. Like if she was like, oh, we're just going on a trip to, I don't even know, San Francisco.
Right.
It'd be weird for the sister to clam on. Like, you don't know what our plans are. Like, are they all kid friendly? Like, you don't know. Disney is implied
Yes.
that it will be a kid focused trip.
So yeah, I would say the reviews were,
But we love it. We love lots of chatter about the daily
we love
drama.
chatter.
And it means you're getting invested. So keep on.
But I would say like 50-50. Like some people were like, is this woman okay that she doesn't want her sister and her nieces and nephews to come on a Disney trip? And some people were like, if you just want it to be the four of you, then whatever.
It made me sound like Carrie from Sex and the City, but it made me wonder if there's
I couldn't
beef.
help but wonder.
I couldn't help but wonder if maybe there's beef between the sisters. I think that's really the only reason. Like maybe they don't get on as well as we would think.
Such a British thing to say.
I've been watching some British television.
Have
actually.
you?
Yeah, I didn't realize it's
Maybe they didn't get on.
No, it's so funny. I didn't even realize. But like I have some friends who have family dynamics that like, yeah, we're good here stateside, but like I don't need to get on a plane with you.
Well, there's always people that you would not travel with.
So maybe that's it.
Yes.
There's more than meets the eye.
I think about that sometimes when like, cause like we'll all stay together. Like when we go away, we could like stay in a house together, or like when I go with my in-laws, we all stay in a house together, and it's like, luckily we can all
be
stay in a
together.
house together because
But I think some of that, I'm going to be honest, is a choice. You know, people are like, oh, I can't stay with them. It's like, you can. It will just annoy you.
yeah, you absolutely can.
You can do anything.
My friend was just saying when they go on group trips, that there's like this one couple that will never stay in the house with them. Like they go
To a hotel.
to Door County and everyone stays in one of the friends' lake houses. It's not like the nicest lake house in the world. It's just like a nice lake house that has like plenty of bedrooms and people could sleep on a couch, you know, whatever. And they're all grown adults. But there's this one couple who like just will always go. They go every year, but they don't stay in the house.
Interesting.
They stay in a hotel like, you know, 10 minutes away,
yeah.
whatever. And they're like, they come in the morning and like when everyone's getting up, whatever. And then like they just go home at night. But she was like, it's just like, you know, they're a little whatever. Like they want their own
They're stuck
space.
in their ways.
Yes, they're stuck in their ways. They like just want their own whatever, which is fine. Like, and do the trip how you want. But she's like, but they do miss out. Like they'll leave because like, you know, it's like, oh, we should go to bed. But then like the girls will stay up drinking wine and talking.
Yeah.
And like she's gone.
The psychology of group trips is so interesting. It's fascinating when you really think about it.
Fascinating.
Because there's that. And then there's also those people who are like, stay with us. Like, we love hosting people. And then you get there and it's like Jordan Peele's Get Out. Like, they're like clinking the spoon. They're like, oh, that actually goes to the right in that cabinet, two shelves up. Oh, one over. And you're like, oh, okay. And they're like, take your shoes off. So, take your shoes off. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I wish I was at a Marriott.
No, totally.
I'd be getting points and I wouldn't be tortured by you.
No, yeah. That for sure. I think normally staying at somebody's house, unless it's like really somebody you're comfortable with, where you could be like, enough with the rules.
But I would never say that.
I would to you.
Like if you had insane rules, I would be like, you're weird. But like, it's
no,
your
you
home.
tell me when my rules are weird.
Yes, but I abide by them.
Like for example, how I don't like when you poop in my bathroom on my main floor, especially right before you go home.
That is a bathroom.
I think that is rude.
It's not rude. That's what I would never, ever even think that is actually an asinine rule.
It's not a rule. It's just like, there's a bathroom upstairs. There's a bathroom down. There's literally so many other bathrooms in my home that aren't even my master bath. Like, you're welcome to go poop in there also. But the bathroom that's like right on the main floor where everyone's hanging out.
It's a bathroom.
Can you poop somewhere else?
No, because I have to go, and that is the bathroom. I'm not gonna be like. It feels like, you know.
This
like,
has turned into a daily dilemma.
It's like just segregation of bathrooms. Like, I'm not gonna. It's 2025.
Well, I'm gonna put a sign on there.
You can, but I won't listen to it because it's
brunettes only.
Exactly. It's too wrong. I'm not gonna abide by it.
And also, especially when you're about to go home.
I don't really go to the bathroom at your house before I'm about to go home. Sometimes I'll pee, but like that's it.
No, like you'll be like, hang on, let me just go to the bathroom. And then it'll be 5 minutes. You'll be like, tummy troubles. And it'll be like, couldn't you have had tummy troubles at home?
I don't know if that happens that much.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm so close to home. I'm always trying.
Exactly, which is why I'm sitting here wondering, why can't you have tummy troubles across the street?
I'm always trying to get home. Like, it's not like me to delay my homeness.
I'm telling you. Like that is it's not a rule, but it's just a thing I try and enforce, but you do not follow.
Because it's a stupid rule.
Okay, so going against what you just said of,
because that's
if you had rules, I would just respect them.
Because I'm sure you have other rules that I'm like, ugh, okay. Like your like touch of OCD. I'm sure there's other things like, oh my God, your fucking blanket. If your blanket on the corner of your couch,
oh my God, that I fold the blanket when it's done being used.
No. If it falls off.
You know what's crazy is
like,
when I leave your house here, I fold the blanket that I was using also because I'm considerate.
No. I'll fold it, but you're like, corner to corner. Like it's not.
No, because you fold it into like a circle. Oh. It's a fold I've never seen before.
I wish I could. That would be origami.
And I'm like, what's going on over
But like
there?
if it touches the ground, you're like,
no.
The blanket.
You're just like, I don't know how this thing's supposed to be folded. And I'm like, not in a pile of shit. That's not how.
No, I purposefully don't use that blanket because it gives me too much anxiety to fold it back up. I use a different blanket that can be folded however I choose.
Okay. I'm saying, again, another rule that you're like, I don't follow your rule in your home. Because if I'm staying in your house, you'll have things happening. And I'm like, why? I don't want to do that.
Such as? I like have no rules. It's like it's the fun house.
I just feel like, yeah, like if you were like, don't do that, I'd be like, why?
Yeah. Psychology of group trips, fascinating. We should start going on group trips and writing case studies.
We do go on group trips.
No, but like with other people.
Oh.
And, like, conduct, like have a control and a hypothesis. We'll do a little science. Get our chemistry sets.
I think if you're going to be like, come stay with me, then you have to just be like, okay with maybe.
Whatever happens.
Shit's not going to.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, don't even throw it out there.
Yeah, don't offer.
To anyone. If it's just going to make you crazy.
If you're a crazy host, don't be a host. Are you ready for an icebreaker?
Yes.
Okay. It's kind of actually in this vein a little.
Okay.
What is something that people do to be nice that is actually so fucking annoying? And the example I'll give you, it's not mine, but is like holding the door for you when you're like 40 feet away. And so it forces you to like go into a light jog and like run a 5K.
Oh my
To get to the door.
Yes.
And they're like, no, don't rush. And you're like, well, I can't weirdly look at you.
It's so nice that they hold the door for you though. Like, but then you have to like shuffle over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a good one. Let me think. Do you have your own?
I have two. Let me think if I can think of something better. I hate when I'm at a 4-way stop and someone who has the right of way is waving me to go.
Gives you the go.
Like, you go, you're supposed to, and I don't want to misinterpret your wave and T-bone you and then be in a car accident that's my fault because you had the right of way.
Oh my God. And who can even think about all of that?
I'm like, no, you go. That irritates the fuck out of me.
It does?
And I know they're trying to be nice, but like,
maybe they're just like, go, I don't want to deal with all this congestion. Maybe they're anxious about it.
Yeah, like they're trying to be nice. I don't think they're doing it to be mean, but it stresses me out because I'm like, is that a wave? Like, we're so far apart. I'm like, is that a wave, or are they like brushing something out of their hair?
Okay, interesting.
It's ambiguous.
Well, I don't want mine to specifically like shit on my husband.
Okay. But
But like he'll try and do nice things such as like grabbing stuff for me or moving stuff for me. But like I have a mental tally of where everything is in my mind and then it just goes missing. So like I'll leave my purse on the table and then he'll get in the car and he's waiting for me in the car and I come downstairs and I'm like, fuck, my purse. Did I leave it upstairs? I run upstairs. It's not there. I'm looking in the kitchen. And then Mike's like, hey, we're really going to be late. We're already running late. I'm like, I can't find my purse. He's like, I have it. It's in the car. Well, what the fuck? That's not helpful. Or like my phone on a restaurant table. He'll grab my phone for me. And then I'm standing there like looking for my phone. And it's in his pocket. It's like he's playing a trick on me almost.
Gotcha.
No, really. And I'm like, are you doing this to fuck with me? And he's like, no, I just don't want you to forget it. It's like, then just say, like when you're going to the car, say, I grabbed your purse. When you're getting up from the table, say, I have your phone. These are like little pranks and they're pretty annoying.
It's like I'm being punked every day.
Yes.
No, I'm the opposite where like I will be 5 minutes away and I'm like, oh my God, where's my phone? And Tyler's like, I have it. And I'm like, phew. But like, I never know where the fuck my shit is.
I do. That's why it's more annoying.
See, Tyler hates when I leave shoes by the door. Like
because he trips on them?
Not just like a couple of pairs, like an army of shoes. And I try to be good about it, but sometimes they pile up.
That's just a habit from your life. Like you're a shoe leaver.
I'm a shoe leaver, like a lifelong shoe leaver. Yeah. And he'll move shoes out of the laundry room to be nice. Like rather than like bog me down with it, he'll just put them away. But then every time I go to leave in a rush, the shoes I'm planning on wearing are not by the laundry room door. And I also have no leg to stand on because I should have put the fucking shoes away. So I have no one to be mad at, but I'm like, where are my shoes? And he's like, I put them away. I'm like, why?
Why?
He's like, because they were a family of 12. We were going to have to like start making them dinner.
A new house for these shoes.
I'm like, no, I'm in a rush.
But what would help is if you put your own shoes away and then you know exactly where they were.
That's why I'm like, that wasn't really my example because like I'm still to blame in that scenario, but inevitably he will leave like 2 pairs of shoes there. It's never the 2 pairs of shoes I need. He's like, oh, but I left 2 pairs. I'm like,
no,
these are trash shoes, not these shoes.
Look at these shoes. You ever see me wear these shoes?
Really look at these shoes. These are trash.
Can you think of something else that he does that's supposed to be nice that's annoying to make me feel better about mine for Mike?
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's why I tried to use the shoe one. Let me think. They all kind of end up making me look like an asshole.
You're the asshole always?
No, like he'll like do the laundry and like get ahead of me on like folding laundry, and then there's mountains of me to put away, and he's like, can you put the laundry away? I'm like, it's not my schedule today.
Oh, well, that is kind of annoying.
Like, but it's like he's doing the laundry and folding it, so like put my goddamn laundry away.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Before I like need the TV on to go to sleep. Sometimes like if I'm like thinking about it a lot or have a lot on my mind,
just watch a little show.
I don't even watch it. I just need it like on in the background.
Same.
And he will put it on with a sleep timer, which is so nice, but I just want it on indefinitely because I'm not kidding you. Like last night, the minute the sleep timer goes off,
you're up
within 30 seconds. My body's like, because I'm not in a full sleep yet.
Oh, why? What does he set the timer for? 20 minutes?
It was 40 minutes last night.
We need more time on the timer. Really stingy.
So I got up.
He's like, and that's it. 40 minutes starting now. Close your eyes.
So I literally had to get up, go to the other side, turn the TV back on. I put a sleep timer on for another 40 minutes. Then I put the remote next to me in the bed, rolled over, it fell off, hit the ground. Makes a huge noise. He wakes up. He's so confused.
Everyone's awake. You're like, well, this is what you got.
He's like, what time is it? I tell him the time. He's like,
what time is it? Exactly 40 minutes after you set the timer. What time do you think it is?
And he's like,
you put on the timer at 10. It's 10:40.
He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I wasn't really asleep. He's like, you were asleep when I fell asleep. I'm like, no. Not my REM sleep.
I was just drifting.
I was just still drifting. I could hear Chandler in the background. I was hearing the laugh track of Friends. So I know he's trying to be nice with the sleep timer, but like I can't.
No, that's for him. He doesn't want it on all night.
He's
not trying to be nice.
He does not want it on all night. He does not.
We need a longer sleep timer. My sleep timer is a 90-minute timer.
I could settle for 60 minutes.
At least.
But like,
because I turn it on when I'm like really like gonna be like laying down trying to go to bed. So like sometimes I'll watch for like, you know, for 30 to 40 minutes and then it's like a 40-minute timer.
Yeah. But most of the time I am out. Like I could fall asleep in this chair right now.
Right.
But something about like if I'm not fully asleep and the TV goes off, it wakes me up.
Yeah, I would feel that because it's like there's a change in the vibes.
Like the atmosphere.
Yes, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun. We could just go back and forth about annoying things our husbands do.
What's crazy is every scenario I end up being the annoying one at the end of it, but I'm like, wait, no, the TV one's annoying.
That is annoying. I get annoyed when my husband sleeps on his right side because it makes him snore.
Oh,
like he snores. He like exclusively snores on his right side. I don't know if like one of his nostrils over there is closed or something.
Probably like a deviated septum.
Probably, but not my problem. And also his right side, like when he lays on his right side, he's facing me. So he's snoring into my eardrum.
Mm.
And so not only is he snoring on that side, but it's like projected my way.
It's like amplified.
Yes. And it's like just sleep on your other side. Like, and I get it. You naturally.
Okay, but I just want to say for the icebreaker, this is not something he's trying to do to be nice.
No, this is just something else.
This is just the way he sleeps.
Naturally, you move around in your sleep.
Yeah.
Like, of course, there's times like I wake up, he's snoring. He went to bed on one side, and now he's here.
Yeah.
What can you do? But when he goes to bed on that side,
Set
like
up for failure,
he'll be laying on that side looking at his phone because he wants to, chat till he just his little eyes flutter shut. So he's facing me, but then when you're gonna go to bed, turn to the other side, and he doesn't. And I was watching TV the other night and he was like, scrolling on his phone, facing me. He falls asleep, phone's in his hand. And then I'm watching a show, not 5 seconds later. And I was like, Mike. So I like give him a little nudge. Nothing. Keep watching my show. 2 minutes later. So I
it's a really good snore.
Thank you. I'm so used to it. And I don't snore at all.
Silent sleeper.
So it's like especially annoying. Like it's not like, well, we both snore. No. So I like kicked my left foot out a little to like kick him in the knee, but I accidentally kicked him in the balls.
Oh my God, you're a terrorist.
But it was a light kick, but then he did wake up and he was like, and I was like, can you turn over?
You're like, oh, did you feel that? Something just jumped on the bed. A little kangaroo. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Like that's annoying.
I snore when I'm congested.
But you're a mouth breather.
But so it's when I can like hear myself snoring, and in the morning we'll wake up and I'm like, did I snore? And Tyler's like, I don't think so. I'm like, you can tell me, I can handle it. And he's like, a little. I'm like, I could hear myself in my head.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'll literally try and sleep in like a 90-degree angle, because when I'm sick, the minute I'm sick, I'm snoring.
Yeah, but you're like
yeah,
that's your snore. Yours is a
like
mouth
Darth
breather.
Vader.
Yours is a mouth breather snore.
Okay.
I know everybody snores.
Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
Well, that was funny. It was a fun little activity.
So to go back to what you were saying,
Yes.
I would say moving my shit.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agreed. I know you're not watching White Lotus.
No, the train left the station and I just never got on.
People had very mixed reviews on the finale. Like a lot of mixed reviews.
Will there be spoilers? Should we tell people if there's going to be?
No, I won't spoil anything. Okay. I mean, it's been out for a little while, so like
you could.
I definitely could. I actually feel like you'd have a lot of thoughts on the finale if you would have watched. But anyway, there was this monologue that one of the characters did. So there's 3 women who are on White Lotus is like different people at the same resort.
I saw the first season.
Okay.
So I know the concept.
Yep. So it's one of the groups that's part of the show is these 3 friends from childhood who are at the resort. One of them is like kind of a famous actress now. And they're like, they grew up together in the same town. And the other one lives like in Texas or something. And the other one lives in New York. So they don't all live together, but they like obviously keep in touch, still friends. And so the actress one brought her two like these 2 girls on this trip.
Okay.
And I'd say they're probably all like in their like 40s, late 40s. I don't want to assume, but
sure.
And one of them gives like a little speech at the last dinner because on the trip, one of them gets mad at the girl who's like the actress because she hooks up with this guy who this other one was interested in.
No bueno for the girl code.
No bueno for girl code, but also has a boyfriend, the actress one. And the one from Texas is married, and this girl Lori is like divorced. She just kind of seems like the least like content of the three of them. And so she was like maybe gonna like looking forward to having this like vacation fling. So she's like pissed off, whatever. And at this dinner, it's their last dinner, so they're like, can we please just like get over it? And she gives this little speech at the dinner, and people online have a lot of thoughts. Okay. So I'll play you the speech.
Well, I mean, I've had a lot of them, but I mean, work was my religion for forever, but I definitely lost my belief there. And then I tried love, and that was just a painful religion, just made everything worse. And then, even for me, just like being a mother, that didn't save me either. But I had this epiphany today. I don't need religion or God to give my life meaning, because time gives it meaning. We started this life together. I mean, we're going through it apart, but we're still together. And I look at you guys, and it feels meaningful. And I can't explain it, but even when we're just sitting around the pool talking about whatever and name shit, it still feels very fucking deep. I'm glad you have a beautiful face. And I'm glad that you have a beautiful life. And I'm just happy to be at the table.
So, a lot of thoughts. Mike and I were watching that, and like when she was done and the scene was changing, Mike goes, I don't get what she just was saying. And I go, what? I have chills.
No, I mean, female friendships are the backbone of society. But I read it as like, I tried to be a workaholic. That didn't pan out. I tried this marriage. It didn't really fit. Tried to be a mom to like really make that be my whole personality and religion. And then I've realized it's you guys. And it's like,
I don't even think she was saying it's you guys. It was like she was saying that like time gives it meaning. Like looking back and like realizing that like you've had these friendships through it all.
This long. Yeah, no, I totally understood what she said. I do think I could still watch it because somehow I'm like one of the only people on the planet who's avoided spoilers.
Well, no, totally.
So I do think I could very much watch it and enjoy it. How long is it?
It's only 8 episodes. Could watch it today.
Oh, today. I get out of here. I'm like, I have got to sit down and watch White Lotus.
You'd like it.
Maybe I'll give it a go. I actually started Handmaid's Tale, the new season.
Ooh, how is it?
It's good.
I feel like I finished the last season so long ago.
I had to like really give myself a refresher.
What's the last thing that happened at the end of 5?
Yeah. June got injured. She got run over by a car.
Oh.
They broke her arm. Mm-hmm. And then Luke got arrested for attacking the guy who ran her over.
Right.
I was like, what the hell? Because now I've watched 3 episodes. I'm like, where did it end? It's so good. It really still bugs me that what the hell is her name as a Scientologist?
Elizabeth Moss. I know. She seems so normal, which is the crazy part.
But she can't be.
I've seen her doing a lot of press, and she said that this season specifically was like the most emotional for her because they started filming when she had a 3-month-old.
Oh.
Like she hadn't been a mother before, and so much of the undertone is about motherhood.
Yeah.
And so she was like, this was a tough one for me to get through.
I could see that. I mean, it's such a good show. So now I'm like, great. There were 3 episodes, but I have to wait till Tuesday. I get why season...
Oh, it's week to week.
I don't get why so many shows are doing that.
Well, in the meantime, watch White Lotus.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a go. It's like when this show started, it was such a different world. Like, yeah, the world was fucked up, but now it feels like even more fucked up. And it actually made me think of how the Trump-backed bill that was just passed that could make it harder for women who are married to vote pass the House. And it's like when Handmaid's Tale started, it was like creepy dystopian, and now it's like, are women gonna struggle to vote?
I don't understand this bill. What is the point?
It's basically, it's under the guise, I assume, of just making it more airtight that citizens are the ones who are voting, because their whole thing is always that, like,
But women are citizens.
Absolutely.
Now, at least.
God, please don't joke. It makes my stomach hurt. So the SAVE Act would require all applicants using the federal voter registration form to provide documentary proof of citizenship in person at their local election office. Among the acceptable documents are a valid U.S. passport and a government-issued photo ID presented alongside his certified birth certificates.
Wow.
Yeah, Democrats and voting rights groups warn the legislation could lead to widespread voter disenfranchisement, that's a tricky word, if it were to become law. The Brennan Center for Justice and other groups estimated that in 2023, that 9% of U.S. citizens of voting age, or 21.3 million people, do not have proof of their citizenship readily available, and almost half of Americans don't have a U.S. passport. Another concern that came up several times, married women would need multiple documents to prove their citizenship if they've changed their name.
Because their birth certificate.
So your birth certificate wouldn't match.
Oh, I see. The
So
women.
That's a key issue that they feel like it's going to make it like just an added perk for the Republicans, is that it might become more difficult for women who've had a name change, wouldn't have all of the necessary paperwork and would need more forms.
Mm-hmm.
So Handmaid's Tale is getting closer and closer.
Let me just say one thing. I don't know if this like is aligned with one political party or not, but I do think it's kind of crazy that you don't have to present your ID when you go vote.
1,000%.
I don't know if that's like Democrats don't want that or Republic or whoever, but like you just come and you say who you are and then your signature has to match. Like,
No,
this is extremely vague.
It's insane, and I think you should have to post to give an ID.
Why can't you just give your license like how you would anywhere?
That's what I think is crazy. There's like a middle ground.
Yes.
Just show an ID.
Agreed.
I don't know why we need to backtrack to your birth certificate.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, birth certificate is extreme.
I've always thought it was insane. My mom, many years ago when we lived in Wisconsin, went to vote and they said that she'd already voted. And she was like, no, I didn't.
Like if you want, like you could just go and be like, yeah, I'm so-and-so. Yeah. Like voting in a ton of different places for all these people who've died or
all
like.
you just need is people's names.
Right.
Like, and really, are these trained people looking at their signatures?
Well,
No.
when I was at the polls last time, they did, like, someone next to me was like, your signature doesn't match. And the guy was like, well, it's me. And they were like, could you sign again? And he signed again. They were like, okay, that's better. He was like, all righty.
Come on.
Like, the signature doesn't match. My signature doesn't always match my
It depends
own.
on if I'm in a rush.
Right.
If I'm feeling fancy.
Am I signing my whole name?
Yeah.
Am I just
Do I
signing
have time? Am I in a
my
rush?
initials? Yeah.
No. Am I signing a bill at a restaurant, or am I signing for something that's going to go on my ID? They look very different.
Speaking of unfairness to women, this was actually
Every day, you mean?
every day. Well, women in healthcare.
Okay. Don't even get me started on women in healthcare. You know, this is my personal war.
Vendetta.
Yeah.
I know. So this article was talking about how women, there are like tons of female doctors, but even still, women are very misunderstood when it comes to their health and are kind of, you know, not always
Believed
or supported in the way that they need to be. I mean, obviously with women's health issues specifically, like gynecologically.
Reproductive rights, yeah.
Yeah, that is a whole different.
I could say novels about this, but I'll save it for another day. But my experience as a woman with most medical professionals, I don't want to say all, even female practitioners, I think they're so inundated in just the way things exist, is insane. Like, I was at the doctor a couple of weeks ago and a girl called. A receptionist answers. I can only hear the receptionist. I can't hear the other call. But deductive reasoning, I know what's being said. So the girl's like, she's like, oh, you're in pain. Oh, you can't walk? Okay, hold on 1 second. Puts her on an extremely long hold for someone who has just said they can't walk from the pain they're in. Comes back. Okay, can you come in at 3:10? It's 9 a.m.
Oh,
It's 9 a.m. at this point.
well, go to the ER though. Sounds pretty bad.
Okay, sure. But she called her doctor. Silly her. She must have said yes. And then she must have said, do you know what testing they're going to do or anything? And she goes, oh, yeah, I have no clue, but we'll see you at 3:10. Click.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, that makes sense. A man would never tolerate that. He would be like, give me your superior.
Yes.
This girl's probably laying on the floor somewhere, just grateful she got a 3:10 appointment.
I had like my regular physical and they did blood work. Like this was a few months ago. And I just remember like I got the blood work back and they were like, everything's normal. Your liver enzymes were slightly elevated, but that could be due to recent alcohol or Tylenol use. And I was like, but I don't have recent alcohol or Tylenol use. Like I was like,
Let's see.
yeah, like what's the other option? Why are they elevated? And I was like, okay, like I haven't drank a lot lately and also I haven't taken Tylenol, so what should I do? Like I was like, okay, and if neither of those apply, like are we still Gucci? And they were like, well, if you want to come in for another test. And I was like, do you
want me
recommend
to?
that I come in for another test? And they were like, yeah, why don't you come in for another liver panel just to be sure? And then that one was normal. But like, I don't know.
It's insane.
And if I didn't say anything after, it's just like you receive that result and it's
cool.
like, oh, and if you've had recent alcohol or Tylenol use, that explains it. Well, I haven't.
I had a doctor recently. Yeah, if you want more follow-up blood work, come on in. Should I? I didn't go to medical school.
What
I'm an
do you
event planner.
recommend? How severe is this?
Like, I don't know what I should do. That's why I pay you.
Correct. So anyway, there's a lot of people who are women mainly who have to really like push for testing to be done, someone to listen to them, someone to take their appointment. And I know like we know people who have had that happen, like, and not just people getting like, you know, preventative double mastectomies because they have it in their whatever, like
Yeah.
that's kind of now more of a acceptable thing. I think probably like 15 years ago it'd be like,
You're fine.
you're fine. Yeah. But this story just came out that says a woman who's a newlywed, who's 27, was suffering from severe symptoms, but was consistently dismissed by doctors because of how young she was. Sydney Stoner from Little Rock, Arkansas, was a newlywed in her mid-20s when she started suffering from severe abdominal pain, frequent bouts of diarrhea and constipation, spending months suffering in silence. In 2019, she knew she needed to seek medical attention after collapsing in pain at work, unable to move. However, she said doctors dismissed her symptoms, telling her she was too young to have any concerning health problems. Like, well, I collapsed at work, so... and it says people would say it was just that time of the month for me, or that maybe it was something to do with female issues and I should see my gynecologist. Like, so she's saying she has abdominal pain they're referring her to, which I kind of get, like uterine
but
issues.
like, let's run a full workup.
Right. So she's like, I saw my regular doctor, I saw my gynecologist, like they were all like, don't see anything, you know, it's probably just like cramps can get worse as you get older. And she's
All
like,
those
this doesn't
cramps.
feel like cramps, like there's other symptoms. And so she's like, at that point, I wasn't really given an explanation. One doctor that I saw said it was probably IBS. She finally went to a gastroenterologist, who she said she explained to them that her insides felt like they were being twisted. And the gastroenterologist also did not order any testing. Like, she's seen like 4
It's
different
crazy.
doctors now. No one has ordered testing.
Insane.
And she's like, this doesn't feel right. So she looked up online and found that if they said that, like, if you have blood in your stool, that it's like a more severe symptom, which she didn't have.
But you're like, I do.
But people take it more seriously. So she's like, oh, interesting. So she made an appointment again with that gastro, and was like, I recently started having blood in my stool. And they're like, oh, interesting. Okay. So they ordered a colonoscopy finally. And a year and a half after her symptoms began, she finally had the colonoscopy, and they discovered a 5-millimeter tumor blocking access to her colon. And at age 27, she was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer
Is she gonna live?
that had already spread to her liver and lungs.
Is she gonna live? She should sue every motherfucker she saw.
Can you sue them for just not ordering like, can you sue someone for being a bad doctor?
I have no idea. And I'm not even that person. Like, I actually think medical malpractice has gotten out of control. But that's like another level of negligence. Like, you are not God. If someone is giving you symptoms, you have to do the work. And not even the work. You order the test. Someone else does the test. Someone else reads the test.
She says here, she was like, it's actually kind of crazy because, colorectal cancer this is what she had, is the third most common cancer in the world after lung and breast cancer. Like, it's not like it's some like
rare
random ass thing.
Yeah.
She has since had 24 rounds of chemotherapy and is now considered in stable condition. She's now 31 and is still going through treatment.
Absolutely horrible.
But like, had she have caught this earlier,
different game.
And she was like, like, you can't just like get a colonoscopy. You need to have an order.
And then there's like the kicker of it, at least in my experience, and I don't know why this takes over, but like when I'm with a doctor, I don't want to seem crazy. So I'm like, okay, like in my head, I'm like, be chill. Like, don't be too, like, I don't know where that voice comes from.
Be cool. Don't be all uncool.
Yeah, I'm like, be chill. Like, I'm like, oh, that's what you think? Okay, great. And I leave and I'm like, that seems off. But like when I had all those upper respiratory issues, it was like doctor after doctor being like, it's your allergies. It's your this. And I was like, no, like, I think something else is wrong. And they're like, no, it's probably just your allergies. It's like, bitch, I've had allergies.
This doesn't feel like allergies.
I've had allergies. I'm
Yeah.
like unable to breathe for periods of time in the middle of the night. And they're like, have you taken your inhaler? I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And that's like such a minor thing. I actually had a friend of a friend who similarly was experiencing really, really intense pain and went to multiple doctors and was not being taken seriously to the point that she brought her husband because she was like, I feel like a man in the room will get more accomplished. And her husband was like, you are ordering something. Like, she's in an insane amount of pain. And so the doctor was like, okay, like kind of begrudgingly ordered tests because her husband, not sure why we need like advocates in the doctor's office, representatives, and they found a really rare form of cancer. And
Yeah.
like, what? I don't get it.
I'll say one more thing and then I'll get off my soapbox about
I'll stay
this.
on my soapbox. I'll be on my soapbox.
But specifically when you're pregnant / having a baby, it's like, it's no man's land.
You're in the Wild West.
Yeah, like, I don't know, unless you're like at a fertility clinic where like you're already getting more support,
Yeah,
like
more specialized care.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like you need like there needs to be like a social worker or like a
doctor, perhaps.
no, like, I don't know, like a doula, like someone who like helps you with the like emotional side of the experience, because you have so many questions and it's like, I'm bleeding. It's a light sort of a bleeding. And
That's
they're
probably
like,
fine.
well, as long as it's nothing more serious. And you're like, what's considered serious? You know what I mean? Like,
These terms are so ambiguous.
you have so many questions and it's like, cramping is normal. Cramping could not be normal. Like,
Oh, okay.
and so there's all of these things. But when you're going into labor, they keep telling you at all your appointments, like, okay, so when you're going into labor, like, time your contractions. You don't want to come into the hospital too soon because it's likely that we'll just have to send you home. Like, we don't want a pregnant person just waiting
But
there.
also, why do you have to send me home? Like,
I know.
because you want to. Just leave me here.
Right. So they're like, make sure that you time them and whatever. And I think also for your first baby, your labor is a little bit slower.
Yeah.
And so they're like, people will like have one cramp and then come in, is what they're expecting. I don't know.
Because women are just in hysterics.
Yes, hysterical women. And so they told me that 1,000 times. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't want to be fucking waiting around the hospital. Like, I'd rather be laying in my bed than sitting in the waiting room. So like, I got it loud and clear.
Heard ya.
Not running to the hospital. I mean, I like left the hospital like 12 hours after having Jack. I was like, I'm out of here.
I gotta get out of here.
So when I went into labor, my water didn't break, which is very common, but no one tells you.
No one said anything.
No. No one tells you. It's just like, really horrible pain where you're like, I could die today.
This is it.
This is it, maybe, for me. Throwing up, etc. And I'm like, okay, but I don't want to go to the hospital too soon because
They told me
not to. And then they're like, time your contractions. And so like Mike's like, on his fucking phone, like, okay, let me know when it starts, ends. It's not all the same. Like, one was a minute and then the other was 3 minutes. Like, what does this mean for me? again, no man's land. So he calls, once I started throwing up, I've probably like been at home doing this for like an hour and a half. He calls, because it's the middle of the night, calls the like line, and they're like, okay, yeah, the OB on call is in a delivery or wherever the fuck, but he'll call you back. And he was like, okay, no problem. So he's like,
I'll be chill, no problem.
yeah, okay, he's gonna call us back. I'm like, okay, I'll be over here on, death's door. And probably a half hour later, like I'm basically 1 foot in the grave at this point. A half hour later, he gets a call back. And the doctor on the phone was like, how far apart are the contractions? Like asking some questions. Mike's like, well, it was really hard to tell, whatever. And they're like, yeah, I mean, if it feels really severe, then you can come in. But if it feels manageable, then you can wait it out at home. And I was like,
what are we waiting for? I am having a baby. Like,
no, I know, but also like, I don't know how everyone's pain tolerance is different.
Right.
Like, what's manageable? And I'm like, am I just being a weak bitch? Like,
or am I being too strong?
right.
I'm a strong ass bitch. Like,
it's so vague. So like, then when I was like, I'm going to die here today, Mike was like, let's just go. Let's go. And I was like, okay, let's go. Fully prepared for them to be like, okay, like, you can wait here a little bit. You're not far enough along. I get there and they're like, okay, we'll bring you into a room to check you. So they're checking to see how dilated you are. Because if you're like not dilated at all, they're like, this is going to be a long journey.
Yeah.
Like, head on home. And so they check me and they were like, oh, wow, you're already 7 centimeters. And I was like, motherfucker.
I've been doing this at home without drugs.
I've been having a home birth.
Oh, accidentally.
I have been accidentally having a home birth. This is like when you see like, in the fucking 1800s, you're giving birth in a log cabin with like a bucket of water.
Actually criminal.
That was me. I was like, I was in too much pain to be angry, but I was like, holy fucking shit. I knew it.
But it's like they make you be afraid that you're going to be dramatic. You know what, bitch? I might be dramatic.
Maybe I will.
Like,
maybe I'm being dramatic.
Yeah, like, it's okay. I can be dramatic. Because you see, every human here, a woman brought them into the world.
Yeah, look around. You're here because of a woman.
Look around. Everything you see is because of us. And so if I want to be a little dramatic, I will.
It can be all women. We just need one man. And you know what? We just need him to freeze his sperm.
Literally.
And that's it. And then we just need women.
Well, actually, we need a couple just for like reproduction. But yeah, I get where you're going.
Yeah. But then women will have boys.
Yeah. Oh, but they'll all be related.
Yeah.
If we only had one sperm sample.
This is really complicated
We've gotten
math.
too close. We've science too close. Anyways, all's to say, they tell you, like, they make you feel like in all areas of medical experiences, you don't want to be the crazy one. But like, maybe I want to be crazy because the crazy ones get heard.
I do know that like there are doulas, like birth support people who like are just with you on the journey. That feels like too hippy dippy for me. I just want like a supportive doctor. I don't need like a whole.
But anytime you tell a doctor you've Googled, they look at you like you have 12 eyes. But it's like, who else was I supposed to ask?
No, totally.
Like, you're like, so I Googled. They're like, roll their eyes. Like, oh, you Googled? It's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. It took me 17 months to get this appointment.
And I messaged you on the portal, but I never heard back.
So here I am with my Google printout. I'm sorry if that offends you.
Your Google printout.
Like,
It's like your MapQuest.
No, really.
Come in with like a stapled packet.
I sometimes feel like I need to. I'm like, Jesus.
No, yeah. I remember being like, oh, well, I just pretty much labored at home. So, and then the epidural didn't work because you're too far
Behind the pain or whatever.
You're too far gone. So it like barely even touched me. And I was like, I will kill somebody at the end of this experience. Just the whole thing was such bullshit. Like I was like, why don't they just tell you if you feel like your pain is not manageable for your own self, like come in.
Just come in. We're here to serve.
That's all.
Speaking of something that a man probably thought up, helicopter tours. I don't get why people keep getting on helicopters for fun.
Agreed.
Did you see that helicopter that went down in New York into
In the Hudson River, yeah.
Family of 5 in from Spain was doing like one of those New York tours.
Mm-hmm.
Husband, wife, 3 children. And the pilot all go down. And it sparked a lot of debate that's always kind of going on about how necessary are these tours. And let me tell you, not.
Not necessary. I personally do not want to go high up in the air.
We're humans. We don't have wings for a reason.
No.
If God wanted us to fly, we'd be flying.
We'd be birds.
birds. We would be birds.
Are you a bird?
Like, so yes, no, I'm not. I'm a human and I want to put my feet on the ground.
Agreed.
And I feel so sad that these kids were marched onto a helicopter, told they're gonna
Marched on. Like as if it's a fucking like punishment. The kids are probably so excited. Like
That's
getting
worse.
on. No, it is worse, but you're making it seem like get on the fucking helicopter,
I just
kids.
mean like parents made the decision. Like I would not take my loved ones on a helicopter tour for $1 million. You know, people propose in helicopters.
Or like they do that in Hawaii a lot. Isn't
Yes.
that a thing?
And helicopters are known to be the least safe form of aviation travel. They're just not consistent. I don't want to be on the least consistent thing touring around up in the sky.
Yes.
The Statue of Liberty looks just the same from the ground. Very sad though.
I was just like, it kind of reminded me, and I don't know if it is similar because like this is much more accessible, but of the like group of people who was in the Titanic submersible.
Oh, those idiots. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Hope they're resting peacefully.
Just like when you're doing these, like the helicopter isn't nearly as extreme as the submersible, obviously, but like it's just a crazy thing to do.
We all have limits. We have limitations. You don't see birds driving cars.
And I do know in New York, helicopters are a lot more common. Like a lot of people will take a helicopter to the Hamptons
Dumb.
because you're like skipping all that traffic. It's just like
50-50, skipping traffic
Shuttles
or
you out
plummeting
there.
into the sea.
No, I know. But so maybe it's just like crazier to us. Like a helicopter ride feels like
Outrageous.
holy shit. Yeah. But I don't know. It was so sad thinking about like they were trying to do something fun for probably, you know, somebody's birthday or
So
something. I don't know.
sad.
And then
But a lot of elected officials are now pushing for a ban on non-essential helicopter flights in NYC.
really,
Yeah.
what's considered essential? Your trip to the Hamptons?
I don't think that falls under that. I'm assuming it's like medical aid, FEMA, military. I don't think Hamptons ticks that box.
Yeah, I personally do not want to get on a helicopter
Ever.
at all.
Ever.
Or like when you see people like bungee jumping off of like giant bridges, like
Morons.
none of that is interesting to me.
No. Skydiving? No, thank you.
I would probably skydive.
Oh, idiots.
I'd try maybe.
That's the thing that if you try and fail, there's no trying again.
I would no. I mean, I'd go up there and I'd be like, maybe I can
You would jump out of a plane.
with a parachute.
Oh, no.
Maybe.
No. And then what? Then forever you say, huh, you know what? I've been skydiving. No one cares.
It's cool. It's not to tell other people. It's for yourself. Like to be like, wow, I've really done something. I've really done something with this life.
I don't know.
I don't think you feel that way when you've been on a helicopter. Like, wow, I've really done something.
But you do skydiving.
Yeah. You don't think so?
I don't. Stay with your feet on the ground.
Should we do a daily dilemma?
Yeah, lay it on me.
I hope this one doesn't spark as much controversy amongst our
I hope it does.
listeners. So this girl writes in and says that, oh, it's another sister one. Sister.
That's a great show.
She writes in and says that her sister has 2 kids and she doesn't have any kids. The girl writing in. Let's
Okay.
call her Natalie.
Okay. Hey, Nat.
Natalie's sister, Alyssa, has 2 kids. And she said that Alyssa will make like a list with links of things to get the kids when like a present giving occasion is coming up, like birthday, holiday, etc. Like she'll be like, hey, it's so and so's birthday, and she'll send out like a little note in the family group chat of like links of things that they want. And Natalie, our loyal listener, was like, I just think it's so tacky to like be like, these are the things you can buy. Like she's like, it takes the fun out of gift giving. And so she's like, I don't know if like this is like very like boomer of me. She's not a boomer, but she's like, I just don't like that. Like, and she's like, and I know my mom has been like, oh, I was thinking of getting him this, but like it's not on the list. So I'm just gonna, it's like, you can't do anything.
There's no creativity allowed.
There's no creativity in the gift giving. And so she's like, I refuse to get things off of this list.
I'm staking my claim. I'm making a point.
I'm like making a point that like, I'm not going to do that. That is like, if you get a gift, just accept it.
Be gracious.
Be gracious of the gift. And so she's like, am I crazy to think that this is so rude? And she also says in here, like, I'm summing it up, but she says she doesn't have a kid, so maybe like it's a thing that just like not having a kid.
Yeah, I'm curious what your take is because we don't have kids yet. Like you will provide, if I say like, what does Jack want? You will give me a list. Do you give that list out without being prompted?
If you say, what does Jack want? I'll send you like 3 things for you to choose from. But I'm like, or you can get whatever.
Does it bug you if people buy things that are not something you suggested? Yeah,
no.
I do think that's strange.
I kind of like that because maybe it's like shit that I wouldn't have thought to get him.
I think it's weird. Like
But I don't have a list. Like, again, when you say like, what does Jack want for his birthday? I'll be like, oh, he's really into this right now, or he likes this. He saw this. He plays with this at school all the time, and he doesn't have one at home. Like, I'll send you like some ideas, but like then it's your thing.
I think it's important to give people parameters if they ask. Like some people are like, what should I get a kid? Or like, what do you not have? Or what would be something you'd actually find useful? So that part's not weird to me. If she's legitimately saying like, this is the only gift inventory I will accept, that's fucking weird. And like at that point, I wouldn't only not be getting something off the list, I wouldn't be getting something.
Oh, you'd go totally
like, I just think that's not dark in the spirit of gift giving. Like,
interesting.
Gifts are not mandatory. So I wanted to get your child something because I love them and I'm excited and I want to get them something great, but I don't want to just like fill a quota. Like I'm not checking things off a list. This isn't a registry.
Right. Well, also like sometimes people will send like, I've had it where people will send like stuff that they need that's not like a gift. Almost like it's like a baby registry. You know, they'll be like, well, they really need some new sippy cups for daycare. And you're like, I'm not buying sippy cups.
You're like, I'm not the sippy cup provider.
That's not a fun gift.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at your sippy cups.
Yeah, like what? I'm opposed to forcing a list on people. I think giving a list is helpful. Like, I don't even mind it if like you want to send out a birthday invitation, have like a list and be like, hey, we're so excited to celebrate. A gift is so not necessary. But if you're looking to buy a gift and you're stuck, you can refer to these items that I know he or she will love. But first of all, gifts are not mandatory. And if you want to get a gift not on this list, we will be so excited.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of a tangent, but it reminds me of I was going to do this dilemma a couple weeks ago, but it's kind of related. This girl was saying how she just had a baby and her sister had a baby of the same gender, and she was giving her a bunch of clothes and she didn't want the hand-me-downs.
Oh, tricky.
And so she was like, I just want new stuff for my baby. Like, is that so bad? Like, I don't want all these
hand-me-downs.
And I was like, you're fucking weird. Like, I didn't know what else there would be to say about it. I think that's so weird.
I think a good mix. Like, I don't think you should then be exclusively like, I don't think your parents, let's say, should be just like relying on you using all of your sister's hand-me-downs, like just how they bought your niece or nephew things. They should be like, I get that, but like it doesn't mean that no one has to buy a present because like, oh well, her sister has it, she'll just like, of course. But I think it's insane to not want hand-me-downs. Babies use things for such a small amount of time that when we're using the hand-me-down term very like loosely here because they've worn it 3 times.
No, like literally 3 times, especially when they're like infants. It's like, okay,
like this is brand new. Newest tags. Like, come on. It just hung in another closet.
I actually have some things that, now that I think about it, I actually have some things that like Jack never wore because you get it just, and that's just the nature of when you receive gifts. Like, you get it at the wrong
season for
their size. So like I'd get stuff that was for like 6 months for summer.
Yeah. And he was
and it was
gonna
like
be a year the next summer.
Yes, and he would be a year old then.
Yeah.
So it's like he didn't wear this tank top and short set.
Yeah,
then.
I think it's crazy when people are weird about hand-me-downs. But I also think you can't force hand-me-downs on people. Like, I think it's
No.
weird to just show up with like a tub of hand-me-downs. Like, now it's your problem to get rid of. It's like, like maybe I have plenty of stuff.
Okay, yeah, no, don't do that. If someone asks, like, if you have anything
Yes.
that you're getting rid of,
Sharing is caring.
absolutely.
But I am so confused about a girl who doesn't want to give her family free reign to buy her kids presents. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like a lot of the gifts that Jack has gotten are just like so, I don't know, they mean more. This goes back to my gift giving thing. They mean more because they thought
Of what to get him.
and like came up with it themselves versus like this like lazy approach of like clicking a link. Like Gabby got him this cute little Paddington sweater
So cute.
as a Christmas gift, and like it's so cute and he loves it, and when he wears it he like says Patty, like he like loves this little sweater. And I didn't ask for this. I didn't even know that this sweater was out there, and I'm always like, yeah, Auntie Gabby gave that to you. Like,
I actually think this is a helpful conversation because I'm always afraid you do not like clutter and you do not like random things in your home. So I admittedly had been afraid to buy things. You don't give a list, but I'd always ask what you wanted because I was afraid if I bought you something outside what you had suggested, you'd immediately return it.
possibly.
So this does feel like it opens up the gamut a little. You might still return it.
But you could always return something. Like,
for sure.
I get someone something, like I put some thought into it, but I always attach the receipt. Like,
Me too.
Maybe they already have this, or maybe.
For sure. I just never want to give something that is a higher likelihood of return.
Me
just
neither.
Because it's like annoying for them. They have an errand to now. You went out of the way. It didn't even impact the person.
Right.
So now we've added 2 errands to the universe without any fun impact.
But it's just like, I don't know. I think when someone gets them something, especially when it's like, you know, sometimes I'll get something from like a friend who has a kid or whatever,
Yeah.
and be like, the receipt's with it, but like my kid loved this, like whatever.
Me
And
as
I'm
well.
like, oh, that's so sweet. Like I wouldn't have thought of it because I've never heard of it. And
Yeah.
so then they do love it. Like,
We've got to all share.
yeah, just like I do kind of think making a list and like sending it out is like,
I think it's weird. For sure.
yeah.
But I think having a list is not weird. Like if someone asks to be able to give them 4 or 5 ideas is like, great. I get her wanting to be creative, but you know your kid best. You know what he likes and what he doesn't like.
For
so
sure.
I do think there's a higher success rate if you buy something that their parent suggests.
Or if you want to just meet in the middle, why don't you think of something that you
And
want
see
to
if
buy
this would
them
work.
and send it
Yeah.
to the parent and say like, hey, would so-and-so like this? And maybe they're like, they already have one, loves it. Like that was such a good idea or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like this girl wants to open the door for that though.
That would be my advice, is to like, if you don't want to do that, go shopping in the way that you normally would, like search online or whatever, and then send a couple things and be like, are these things that they would like?
Also, maybe chat with her. Maybe she thinks she's being helpful.
Right.
Like, I don't want to assume the worst in this girl. Maybe she's like, I don't want people to be stressed or looking for things, and I don't want to have to like send everyone individual things. So maybe she thinks she's being generous by getting ahead of it, saying like, whatever you want to get. I don't want to make her a villain.
I think the same thing kind of translates though, and I know you don't agree, but like to like adults, like when someone gives a list as an adult.
I was never into lists. Like, I did not grow up in a list family, but Tyler's family is a list family.
I don't like that.
And I was so anti-list. I feel like you guys were a list family because I was so critical of it, and then I married into a list family. I remember when you married into your in-laws. It was hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
They were list people, and I was like, this is crazy, whatever. And
It was crazy to me too, man.
And then I woke up and I was married into a list family. And
We both married into list families.
and I was not from a list family.
I
like
know.
you got what you got, and that's what you got. I mean, you could plant seeds. Like you could say, like, I like this, I want
Yeah,
this,
of course.
whatever. And I had lists when I was a kid, but I fucking love it. Because as an adult, you really do know what you want and need.
I would actually be offended if you gave me like some ideas of what you want. I don't think I've ever asked you what
Because
you've wanted.
You get joy out of it. Some people, like me, I find gift giving stressful. So it takes like all the guesswork out of it. Like, I don't want to do the wrong thing. I don't want to get the wrong thing. I want to be like,
And that's how I've learned with my
Yeah.
list family in-laws.
Yes, and
like
that's-
they get stressed about, they're like, what do you want? I don't know what to get
size,
you.
what color.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I provide it because I don't want it to be a stressful
Yeah,
experience.
so I find it calming now. Like we give out the list and then we still do a secret Santa. So they're still secret. You don't know who has who. And like you send a list. I will say what we do is you send a list with like way more items than you would ever get.
Yeah, so do we.
So it's not like you're like, oh, good, I put 3 things on my list and here are the 3 things. But it made me feel so much calmer around the holidays because before I used to run around like, I got to get this person something. I got to get this person something. Now I'm like, oh, scrolling on my list.
No, I don't want that.
You do not want that. I would never give you a list. But like I ask you for a list for you because like you're so specific in what you want and I don't want to fuck it
And
up.
I give you options.
Yeah, I'm saying you give me options. I enjoy it.
I don't want to receive a list
I
for
talked
anybody.
a lot of shit about lists though and then I had to eat my words.
I remember you being like, you're just saying what you want. Like, isn't that rude?
And you were like, it's so nice. I was like, ugh, this is so dumb. And then I'm not kidding you. I woke up and was in a list family.
It's
The
nice for
universe works
it's
in
nice for
mysterious
them.
ways.
No, really, it kicked your ass. It's nice for anyone who wants that because they're like, this is exactly what you want, and I'm happy to get it. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm thrilled.
it just is. That's the cap on gift giving. But no, I don't want. I mean, I will get it. I'll get stuff off the list for my in-laws because like
That's how they do it.
that's how they do it. I'm not gonna like be some rogue.
Guys, I went off list.
Yeah, like I know you asked for this, but what about this? I don't do that. But like when I'm not given a list, then
Free reign.
Gucci gang. But yeah, I think in this particular scenario with the girl and her sister and the list for the kids, I think you just say like, I will get them something off the list if that's what they really want, but like it's kind of fun to shop for them and think about what toys they might like, and then just send a few things like, would they like any of these things or maybe this cute outfit, like
Yeah.
because it's fun for people to shop for, like maybe you only have girls and you have a nephew and so you get a little boy outfit, like
Let people live.
it's fun.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my advice.
I think it's right.
So yeah, let us know what you think. I know that you will.
We look forward to your takes. Please let us know. All right, I'll call you later.
Call you later. Love ya.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.